So, hi, on the Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with
I'm Royale Lynn.
Eris for some questions today about her new album, Black Magic. So, congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
I am just overjoyed by, everybody's like perception of the album. It's been really cool to hear all sides of it and it just finally be out into the world. I'm really excited.
Hell yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
awesome. Well, the album absolutely rips.
Damn
Thank
straight.
you.
Hmm. Yeah, hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
So, is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yes, so the whole album is a concept record, actually. It all stems from Pandora's Box, and each song on the record is actually an evil that escaped Pandora's Box, but in a mental health standpoint. So it was really cool to kind of create this whole project around that, and then we started adding our own evils, and that's kind of when Black Magic started to kind of be the umbrella for the record, and that's ultimately why it got called that because we have songs like Dragon and Witch, which are all kind of like different avenues of like mental health in my life and
Mhm.
written to these songs. So when I was like, it's really cool that each song kind of is living in the Pandora's Box universe, but I felt it was best represented as Black Magic.
Gotcha. That's
That's so
dope.
dope. Huh.
And any meaning behind the cover art?
The cover was definitely, I mean, we went back and forth on what should be kind of my debut record, album cover. And I really thought about it for like years. I've been thinking about this and I was like, do we put my face on it? Do we not put my face on it? And I was like, I think the music can speak for itself if we didn't.
Hmm.
So then like discussing everything and I found a couple photographers that I really loved the vibe, and I wanted something different, but I wanted it to be a pinup style,
Hmm.
um, be our own kind of thing. And Lindsay brought that to life, and she's amazing. So that's kind of where it all stemmed from. And I knew I wanted to do, sorry, I knew I wanted to do something big glam. I have a
Hmm.
cat. I'm so sorry. He is probably going to join us today.
I hope
That's
so.
wonderful.
I am
Yeah.
so sorry.
We are
He's
pet
literally
friendly
right
here.
under my feet right now. Um, but yeah, no, I think that the album cover, I really wanted it to represent me and I wanted it to be strong and feminine, but also has this like bite to it.
Mhm.
And this is kind of where we landed. So,
Hell
Love it.
yeah.
Mission accomplished.
yes.
So I'm curious about this, Pandora's box concept, when it came about in the writing process. Was it the goal, from the beginning, or did it kind of evolve into this as the writing process kind of progressed for the album?
Well, I always knew that for a debut record to be a concept record is actually like not that common.
Yeah,
So
it
I
is
knew
ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't want it to be like not relatable. And I really wanted something that kind of like I wanted to say something. I didn't want to just release a bunch of songs that I had written over the years. Like I really wanted them all to have a purpose and a meaning behind them. So for me, I put the collection together and in the mental health standpoint, that was really important to me. Because like I have my own struggles and I know people out there also have struggles. So I really wanted to make something that kind of left like hope. And that's kind of why the record kind of came to be was because I was healing while we were writing it all.
Mhm.
And then the concept just kind of amplified, and then we went crazy, and that's why we have songs like Witch, and which is definitely one for kind of like the haters and the keyboard warriors out there.
Yep.
While also making a huge statement where it's like, I'm different and I know it, and I'm gonna tell you. So
Yeah,
Hmm.
I love that.
Yeah. That's
And
dope.
then just to get a rough idea of how long the record took, can we get an idea of when you started the writing process and when you had the masters in hand? Rough dates, they don't have to be exact.
oh, oh gosh, 2 years.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn.
I've been working on this record since 6 feet, and 6 feet kind of had its moment 2 years ago. So like 2 years ago this week, actually, which is crazy.
Oh
So
wow. Yeah.
yeah, so I guess 2023, we started kind of working on this record and collecting the songs and the vision and just, collecting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Damn
Hell yeah.
straight. Lovely.
So can you tell us a little bit about the writing process for the album?
So I got to work with so many amazing like collaborators on this record. There's so many people on this that like it just wouldn't be possible without them. And chasing ideas, like I felt like we got so weird. And I love that. When I sit down in a writing session, I'm like, how weird can we go? And how heavy can we go? And
Mhm.
we got to really explore on this record. And, like Cody Quistad is a huge part of this record. So is Andrew Bayless, Michael Whitworth, Luke Healy. Like we have so many amazing heavy hitters on this record that just brought my vision to life with me. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like it felt like we were writing like a book,
Hmm.
like a fantasy series. That's kind of how it felt to me. And it was just like how far can we go into this world before like we have gone too far? And then we were like, what if we never go too far? And that's why there's so many elements on this record that have just like sent it into oblivion because we weren't afraid to go outside the box and take things from pop and take things from R&B. And I got to rap on a few songs. Like it's just really cool to be able to be like, how far can I push myself?
Mhm.
First of
Yeah.
all, how far can we push the message?
Hmm.
I love that.
That's
Hell yeah.
crazy. So, putting it into the perspective that this is your debut, are you anxious or nervous with kind of all of these different sides of you being out there now?
I feel like I finally get to show people who I am. And
Yeah.
that's why it doesn't make me anxious. And, talking about mental health, a lot of people ask me that question, like, is it hard being vulnerable? And to me, no, because I feel like if it gives someone the strength out there to be able to talk about their mental health, like I'm just, the catalyst that gets them to that point. And if you can have some like badass music to go behind that and
Yeah.
feel like empowered, like I've done my job. And truly, the music heals me as I write it and perform it and meet the people out there who are streaming it and loving it. So it's healing on both ends, really.
That's so
Yeah.
wonderful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, what song off the album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Oh, longest to write.
Yeah.
I mean, there's kind of like a cookie cutter way of like writing songs here in Nashville. You get together at 11 a.m. and then you just go until you get done the song. So a
Yeah.
lot of these songs are actually like 11 a.m. starts,
Mhm.
which is funny. It's not like cookie cutter. I mean that in a way of like that's just like whatever like writers do here in town.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You get up at 10, you write at 11, you are at happy hour by 5,
Yeah. You have
There
a
you
day to
go.
write the
Yeah.
song, basically.
Hmm.
So, like there were a lot of days that were like that, and we had a few night writes just like when we were starting to get kind of the last pieces together. And night writes for me, like I feel like you can write a song in an hour, you can write a song in 5 days. Like to me, it's more about the journey and getting there. And I don't care how long it takes. Like there's a few writers here that are like, hard out at 3 and I'm just not like that because I'm like it's art and art can't
Yeah.
be rushed. So I feel like kind of like the 11 to 4 p.m. thing doesn't really work for like me as an artist because I'm like I could sit there all night until we like perfect it. And sometimes you leave it and you go and you have like lunch or dinner and then you come back to the song and you just like vibe it out. So for me it's like I don't even know how long some of these songs took because sometimes they were just like a day
Yeah.
and it was just a vibe, and I'm big on a vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Hell yeah. Well,
Hell yeah.
to expand that question a little bit further, I guess, was there something in particular, like once you took these songs to the studio, that was harder to crack than the rest of them, that took a little bit longer, maybe?
I mean, so there's a few that are vocally harder.
Hmm.
And I think so like obviously we have demos. For anybody listening, there's a demo and then normally you cut the song and normally you don't work with your producer, but sometimes you do and like it just goes through a lot of hands before it's done.
Yeah.
Um, for me, I think which was a harder one because it's a little bit of a different reach for my vocal.
Hmm.
And one of the ways that I like get ready for even cutting the record is like I run and I sing. So if you ever see me like running around Nashville and I'm singing out loud, it's because I'm like either getting ready for tour or
Yep. You're training.
yeah, like it's
Hmm.
kind of like I always say like we train like athletes because your voice cannot go out like when you're on a
Yeah.
30-day run, you
Yeah.
know? So I think for me, getting ready for the studio, I think which was probably the hardest vocally, but we have songs like Dragon that really go high.
Hmm.
And even for me, like sometimes I have to like figure out how to get my voice there. And that just doesn't happen overnight. And it's kind of more of a training thing of like, we tried so many different avenues and like I screamed for the first time on Witch and that was something that I was so like nervous to do for the first time on a song like like I do it in my everyday life, but it's different to put it in your art. So I was like, I really wanted to do that, and that was a big goal of mine. Because I'm such a metalhead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would love to, be like the females who can scream every single line in a song, but I also love that I have this other avenue of like, I am a melody driven singer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But some of the songs are high.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah. That's fair enough.
And your personal favorite off the record?
Oh, it's so hard to choose.
Like picking
They're
a kid.
all like they all just come from such a place that means so much to me that it's really hard to choose favorites.
Mm.
Because they all mean something different to me. Like I said, like every single song is about my mental health. And a part of my brain, I always say like if once you listen down to the record, like you are in the depths of whatever's going on in my mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to choose favorites. I think Greed holds a special place in my heart. I think that Witch also does because we made such a statement, and it was my first time kind of talking about things that we hadn't talked about before, that are kind of controversial, which I thought was kind of interesting that we were able to just be like, hey, this is me. And if you don't accept it, that's cool. Don't listen, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that for me, each song holds such a special place. Like I love Death Wish because I love that we got to write a mental health song for first responders. That was a really special one. And, I got to have my uncle in the music video and like just little things that just make songs so special. And Evil, I'm like, I always wanted a dance track
Hmm.
on a metal record. And it's cool that we get to do this in the hard rock world, is just like pull from so many different inspirations. I also love Dragon because I always get the Khaleesi thing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, we have to put this on the record. Like, this is like, everybody's like, do you know how much you look? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. So I did it for like Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, and I love it so much. So it's been really cool, but I can't pick like one favorite. I love them all.
That's fair
That's
enough.
completely fair. Yeah.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opening of the opener, close to be a closer, shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
So obviously I'm very detail oriented, so
Mhm.
every detail matters. And this record, I wanted you to be able to listen to it from top down and go on the journey with us.
Mhm.
And keeping like Pandora's Box in mind, obviously, because it was the whole point of the record, I was like, normally you don't single the first song on a record. And
Mhm.
that's why I thought it would be really cool if we came out of the gate swinging with Greed. Because I
Mhm.
was like, it is a powerhouse Evanescence style, early 90s, like kind of this rock thing. And I really wanted to show people that, hey, like we're coming out of the world that we were in, and we are so excited to be here in the rock world, and how much I appreciate and respect the rock community as a whole. Like I grew up literally only listening to hard rock and metal.
Yeah.
I really wanted a heavy hitter coming out of the gate, and it just felt right to do Greed. And I almost did Pandora's Box because I was like, this is kind of the concept and you get the point, but it just wasn't sitting. So I listened down to the record a few different ways of like different pairings with the songs. And I felt like Evil always has to go second. Even in our live show, Evil is like one of the ones where people are like, oh, this is so cool. This is
Oh,
interesting.
damn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's different, you know? It's like, did Tate McRae and like, Sabrina Carpenter, but also like the metal community all like go into one?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I felt like it was nostalgic in a way. So I really wanted to do Greed, Evil, and then Black Magic. So
Mhm.
they're kind of like my girly pop songs right after Greed, So
Mhm.
Black
Yeah.
Magic is my Evanescence, the only love song on the record. I'm very particular about love songs. And when we wrote that song that day, I was like, oh my God, like I've never written about my heart in such a pure way.
Yeah.
And authentically, I feel like I have such a dark heart. So it was really cool to put that in a song. And then as you listen on, like the record gets heavier, and then you hit Pandora's Box, and then it all changes, and you have the whole back half of the record. And it was really important for me to take people on this journey where it's like, hi, we can do all of this, but here is also like the end product, which then you hit Witch and Dragon, and I just like merged the two names together. That's so funny. So it's really cool to be able to like take people on this journey. And then it ends with Battleground, which is like, a very heavy song about, domestic like partnerships. And I wanted to end it that way and be like, hey, like this is who I am and this is what I represent. And yeah, I hope people love like can see like the concept and like how we kind of labeled everything and where it goes and why.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I love how much thought went into all of the packaging with the record because, we say it on here time and time again. We feel it's a dying art. That's why we ask these questions.
absolutely. Yeah.
The age of streaming, like no one cares. Like the vast majority of people don't care about the track listing. So when artists actually take the time to put thought into things like that, we really, really appreciate it because we are album people.
Oh yes, heavy.
I love hearing an album and like the way it's intended to be heard. Like I really, growing up, like I used to listen to CDs top down on my CD Walkman.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just wanted that nostalgic feeling with this record. And like we even did like a 16-page booklet so you can read the lyrics along with, like
That's
that
so
was
good. Yeah.
important as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm with you guys on that.
Yeah,
Hell
damn
yeah.
straight. Hell yeah. And would you be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you're creating the record?
I think it ebbed and flowed, I think as life does. And I went through a lot of like personal changes within this record and, you know, relationships coming to an end and just like navigating a whole new space kind of on my own. And I like wouldn't trade my journey for anything. I think it's so special that I got to kind of experience like true heartbreak along the way, and I got to experience hope again and joy and like, meeting people who just like also match my energy. And like I've never felt like this moment right now, like I feel so proud of like the woman I've become while we were creating this. And even just like visually, like seeing where we were 2 years ago to like now and really coming into like who I am as a woman. It's just been like such an awesome journey. And I feel like this album kind of helped me get to this point. So
Yeah.
I'm super proud just to be 100% authentically myself now. Cause that girl 2 years ago was like, I like want to do this thing and it could be cool. And like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just so glad that I jumped and I didn't worry if I was going to land on my feet. I just jumped and I found who I am.
Yeah, you're doing it.
That's
Yeah, not to
amazing.
be cheesy, but like that's
Yeah, you're doing the damn thing. Love it.
yeah, it's cool to come into your own as you're creating art.
Absolutely.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's the main thing that matters, honestly. Mm.
Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? If you're doing the car with friends and dark with headphones on, is the workout album, party album? What do you personally recommend?
Oof. Well, if it were me, I love listening to albums as I run. So
Okay.
I'm always like, put the album in, go for a run. And I feel like that could be a good place. I also think that if you're in the car and jamming, start from track one and go all the way. But however people listen to their music and can, experience it, like I think you just got to go out there and do what you do. And I hope that you love it.
That's wonderful.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
yeah. Hell yeah. And this one should be super, super quick off the top of your head. I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. No more, no less.
Oh my God, great question. Great question. Oh my gosh. I would say it's powerful.
Hmm.
I hope that it's inspiring because I hope that it gives people like kind of strength out there to talk about their mental health. I'm like trying not to be cheesy.
No, be cheesy. Be cheesy.
I really hope it leaves hope. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like to go back to the Pandora's box thing, the only thing left that was in her box when all the evils escaped was hope. And that's what the record really represents. So hope, strength, and what did I say? Powerful?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's
great.
beautiful.
Um, and in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
Ooh, I hope people have an open mind as they listen to each track because truly each song delivers something totally different, and that's, just creation. I'm so glad we got to make a record that has so many different genres and influences within it.
Beautiful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments during the creation of the album, positive or negative?
I think the day that we wrapped the record, that was just like so emotional, like just being like, oh my God, like we've sat here for months and it's done and like the songs are written and it's like, you're kind of like, what do I do now? Like, because we've just been working on this project for so long. And, I think that having it come out and like hearing the response from everybody, like that was truly another moment where I was like, what we're doing, like it matters. And talking about mental health, like it does matter. And I,
Mhm.
I feel like people are really relating and I'm just glad that I can give them something to listen to that can hopefully get them through.
Damn straight.
I like that. So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh my gosh, this is also a great question because no one
Right.
asked this. I so let's say we leave a gig.
Mhm.
Usually like I'm eating dinner very late
Mhm.
because it's a full day, there's lots to do. We do a free meet and greet. I eat after the show.
Nice.
Um, I love Doritos
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
because it tastes like a meal. Like I'm not even
It
joking.
does. Yeah. Yeah.
If you ever need to replace a meal and you only have a gas station, Doritos will like, curve that hunger.
I've
Hmm.
never thought of Doritos in that way before in my life.
My band knows they're like, if there's Doritos, let Royal have those.
Just take all. Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So now you know I love Doritos. Doritos sponsor me, please.
Yeah,
Please. Yeah.
please.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And on the topic of food, if your music project was a dish, what dish would it be and why?
Oh my gosh. I don't even know. Oh, that's also a great question.
Thank you.
I don't know. I feel like it's a steak or something.
Cool. Okay. Okay.
Like it's got it's filling, it's juicy. There's a lot going on.
I'm seeing the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn
Yeah.
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
I could have said like buttered noodles and you guys would have been like, "Oh my
But
God."
we're like, okay, maybe you should
Yeah.
rethink
I
that.
don't know. You just
You
spent
know?
20 minutes telling us about this big grand album that you did, and then you're going to tell us
Exactly. Yeah.
buttered noodles? Come on.
I
Like,
know.
no.
It's because I can't cook. So that's all that's
That's completely fair. That is completely fair. I get it. I get it.
well,
Yeah.
buttered noodles or I don't eat. So
There you go. Butter noodles or Doritos.
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go. Yeah. Yeah.
now you guys get it.
Of course. Hell yeah.
I'm getting. Now I'm figuring out how you live too. This is we're learning so
Sneak
much.
peek. Yeah.
Coffee, Coors Light, and water.
Water.
Is all in
It's
my fridge.
balanced. Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's great.
Hell yeah. I love it.
And for the last couple questions, going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh, Diet Coke.
Okay.
Okay.
Diet Coke all day. Someone called it a fridge cigarette the other day, and I honestly related super hard. I was like, no, it
That's
is.
fair. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
So I have a Diet Coke. I have one a day. It's terrible. But I love it. I grew up. It's like near and dear to my heart. So
Yeah.
I would definitely want a Diet Coke. And oh my God, I would probably want like buttered noodles. Like I'm not even joking. It's just like something I'm like so comfortable with. I feel like if I'm going out, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's the saddest answer in the world, but truly it's just like a comfort meal.
I
It's
was
the only
gonna say,
thing I can
yeah.
cook. If I was in
It's comforting.
if I was there, like I'm not making buttered noodles any other time.
Yeah.
So yes, buttered noodles and Diet Coke, and I can die happy.
That's wonderful. I fuck with it. I
Yeah.
fuck
Maybe
with it.
Doritos. Maybe Doritos
Oh, yeah.
if there's a side.
That little bag on the side. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We'll let you have a little bag too. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
I loved A Court of Thorns and Roses. I thought it was such a cool idea.
Mhm.
And to be like a fairy and like a dark lord like loves you. I think I would want to live in that universe because it's like so beautiful and they live in the night court and it's just like totally me. So I really loved like Black Magic. I was
Mhm.
reading that while we wrote that song. So like you can totally see that like darkness wins and like dark lords and yeah. So little.
You can see the inspiration a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Hell yeah.
I love it.
And I've thought of asking the last question. Every single person we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What is your favorite color?
Oh, can you guess?
It might not be a color if you say what I think you're gonna say.
No, it is. It is. It's black.
Ah,
I'm like literally I'm dressed head to toe in black right now.
so if I was like the annoying person who's like, I don't think black's a color, what would you be like your second favorite?
I literally like if you know me, I don't own any color.
Yeah.
I maybe own a few things of red, but yeah, it's black and gold, I guess, would be the next. I really
Okay.
love black and gold aesthetic. It's one of my, I guess that, but black is like my ride or die.
You know,
All
I'll
right.
let you have it. I'll
Yeah.
let you have it. Yeah.
Just to try every time.
I
So
Do other people say black?
Oh my God, you would not. You cannot.
we're
imagine the
interviewing
amount of
we're
people.
interviewing rock and metal artists. A large
Yeah.
majority of what we get is black.
I always have to be the person like, okay, so awful news.
Yeah.
You're like
But-
anything else.
Yeah.
Choose
If anything. Oh,
That is so funny.
So as I said, that's all the questions I have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Oh my goodness. Well, check out the record if you, like Pandora's Box and hard rock and something that's a little bit more of a hybrid. Like I would love for y'all to check it out, and you can find everything just on royallynnmusic.com or any of the socials, and yeah. I hope
Hell yeah.
people love it.
All right.
Hell
Well,
yeah.
thank you. It's been Royale Lynn, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.